All right. Recording again. You guys have these already, so I'm going to erase some of them.
Oh, now you can make one up.
I'm going to erase the bottom or the top part.
There's a guy game on Wednesday.
Baseball game?
Rugby. It's
Oh.
Right here. The semifinals.
What? There's hardly ever a game home on the field.
Huh?
A home game on the field.
You said it's never?
There's hardly ever, right?
Yeah, for rugby?
Because it's usually what? Cardozo and then other schools. What time?
It's kickoff to 5.
Okay, can you remind me to Wednesday? Cool.
Oh,
All right.
Tyson Wednesday.
I'll try to remember. All right, Shamia, keep it that way, please.
Oh,
So you guys getting a hang of this for expansion, right? Shamia, recording already. All right. So here we started one log and we expanded it to multiple logs over here, right? Now, if we were to condense, what does it mean to condense?
Make smaller.
Make smaller. Any other takers? Put together.
What's that word? Shrink.
To shrink. Okay. Any others?
What are they?
We're going back to the front page. So go back to the front page. Okay.
Do the opposite of.
Do the opposite of expand. I like that a lot, actually. Do the opposite of expand. So if I started with this at the bottom and I wanted to condense it, I would do the opposite steps. Exactly. Right? We see two subtractions over here. I would put those together. Right?
What will you do between together?
When I put the negatives together, I would take this negative
Positive.
and undistribute it, put it here so that these are the only things being subtracted, right? That whole chunk. Alright, so now we only have one negative sign. We have one negative sign, we take P divided by, actually, we would have to get rid of these numbers 2 and 3 first, right? You see that over here, the square and the 3. But we also already did this part, so we'll keep that parentheses there, right? Now we see that there's no more condensing on Q squared and R cube, but we can condense these two things being added, right? Two things being added. It is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make this recording short,
10% left.
right? Okay? So when these two things are being added, we can condense it into one logarithm, but what would the operation be between Q squared and R squared cubed? Multiplication, which we have right there. Last step, right from here to here. See that? We take Q squared and multiply it times R cubed. See that? From here, we go ahead and have this part. Now we see two logarithms being subtracted. Two logarithms being subtracted. What are we gonna do?
With exactly 10%.
We have two logarithms being
divide
subtracted.
it.
Divide it, and that's how we got back here. Okay? Alright. Jonathan, what are you doing? Because I'm not really stepping that way, so, like, and I gotta get the top of the board. Alright, so, let's go to number 4. Can you please read number 4, Shamia?
Log base 3 of 5 plus 2 log base 3 of x minus
Oh, sorry, I did not expect it was a lot. Log base 3 of
5
5
plus 2 log base 3 of x minus 6 log base 3 of z.
Okay, thank you. Now, question. What do you want to start with? Pick two logarithms that you want to start with.
2 at the end.
The 2 at the end.
Yeah,
Anybody else want to start with something else? Okay, let's start with the 2 at the end. So if I'm going to start with the 2 at the end,
What if it's different
we'll
log
start with those ones. Actually, before we start with the 2 at the end, we have to make sure that there's no number in front of it. See that?
Yeah.
So what would that be?
Log base 3
Wait, first log base 3 of 5, because that's on its own, right? Plus, what would we write for this guy?
log base 3 of x squared.
Log base 3 of x squared, right? This 2, we use which property?
Power.
The power property to have an exponent. For this one, we're going to use the power property again, right? And we're going to write minus log, because it's still minus there. log base 3 of z raised to what?
The sixth power.
To 6, right? So, from here to here we use power property. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the 2 logarithms that you wanted to choose, and you said the last 2, right? So we take the last 2.
So it's gonna be log base 3 x squared
So we're gonna have 1 logarithm, right?
divided by
So what is the numerator?
x squared
X squared, right? Because that's that one over there.
divided
we're-
by z. To the
Whatever
sixth.
it's subtracting over here, that's gonna be in the denominator, so z to the 6th. Okay? Now, notice from over here we have plus these over here, these 2, right? So we can write down over here log base 3 of 5 plus. I'm just copying the first part, that's all.
Oh.
The division over here, we have 2 logarithms being subtracted. So that's why we use the quotient property. Right? Class, now we have 2 logarithms being added. So which property are we going to use? To get the product property, right? Log base 3
Don't you
still.
gotta break that one down though?
Well, we're going to multiply 2 things. 5 times what? X squared over z to the 6. Can I put parentheses here? Yeah? Well, what do I say whenever we multiply fractions? Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator.
What the freak?
Well, what is the denominator of 5? 1, right? So we have 5 times x squared. What is 5 times x squared? 5x squared. I'll rewrite it that way. And what's 1 times z? 1 times z to the 6th. Z to the 6th. I'm just put it in the middle. Right?
Log base 3
Now we have 1 logarithm. And we're done.
5x squared over
Harder than
the other one.
Yeah, a little bit.
A
Right?
lot of it.
Now, if any of you wanted to start with the first 2 logarithms, right? Then we would have these 2 over here, but we have to use power property, right? So using the same thing over here, log base 3 of 5 plus log base 3 of x squared minus log base 3 of z to the 6, right? Same as this line, right? After using the power property, Beyonce. And if you wanted to use the first 2 first, class, we have 2 logarithms being added. Which property are we going to use? Product property, right? And we're going to write log base 3 of 5 times x squared, so that's 5x squared. And we're going to subtract the other guy. Log base 3 of z to the 6. Same problem. If you wanted to choose the first 2 first. Notice, 5x squared. Do we see that over there already? Over there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? And the z to the 6. And the last one is that subtraction right there, which is quotient property, right? Same answer. Log base 3, right? This one was 5x squared divided by z to the 6.
So the first 2 is faster? It's quicker?
I think it might be quicker because you understand it now, but they're about the same, right?
Can you start with the first one and the last one? Can you do the first one and the last one?
What do you mean? You could, but you have to keep this sign with 6x log, right? So you would have 5 divided by z to the 6, and then multiply it times x, which is the same thing as that one. It's a good question. Okay, guys, we're gonna finish off 5 and 6 today because I really won't be here today. Tomorrow. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Number 5.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna make it real quick.
Let me go.
All right. Number 5. Can you read number 5?
I'll read it.
Who's I? Jonathan.
It says 2 ln. What is ln stand for?
Natural log.
Yeah, 2 natural log. A minus natural log B minus 3 natural log C.
3 natural log C. Okay, we have 2, 1, and 3 natural logs over here. We're going to condense it into 1. All right, what is the base for natural log?
So
What's the base?
No.
1.
10.
E.
Right? Immediately you see a 2 and a 3 over here. So we're going to use power property. So this is going to be natural log of, is it easier if I write it under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Natural log of A. What?
Do I have to put it out like that?
2 squared, right? A squared,
Wait.
right?
And then
There's no power property on this one, so keep it the
L
same.
and B
Minus L and B minus L and C
squared.
The cube.
cubed. Okay? Now, this you can do multiple things. We can subtract these two, we can subtract these two, or we can combine the
yeah, do that.
minus signs. Combine them, right? If we combine them, then we're gonna undistribute it from this guy and from this guy. So that's gonna be equal natural log of A squared minus natural log of B plus natural log of C cubed. Okay?
So so this one would be the
So now, you wanna do the parentheses first?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So it'll be L
Sorry, go ahead.
N B C squared.
ln of
B
B
C squared.
C cubed, right? That's it. This is a bunch of letters here. We know because this is an operation, this is a function, that we're taking the natural log of B, C cubed. Right? Over here we're taking the natural log of A squared.
So now it's gonna be L N A
A B C.
ln.
A squared
A squared.
Ln.
B C.
A
We're
squared
gonna have a fraction, right?
Yes.
What's the numerator?
A squared.
A squared. What's
and
the
the bottom
denominator?
is B C cubed.
B C cubed. Right? This is using the quotient property. Right?
And then instead of being 10, it'll be a C, right?
Sorry, what?
It'll be a C. For the
C?
missing natural log.
What do you mean?
You know how it's for the log?
Mhm.
But you have to put a 10 if it's missing. And for this one, it'll be a what?
It would be E.
E, right?
So it would be E right here. Yeah. Okay? Alright, I don't think we have time to do 6 at all. So, I hope to upload these videos for any classmates that might be confused tomorrow. Huh?
I'll say in grade. 'cause I don't say.
Or in grade.